Also happening tonight, it happened almost 20 years ago, but now a man who was trying a very dangerous stunt over Niagara Falls and died has a new resting place, finally. And as 7 Eyewitness News reporter Ed Riley shows us tonight, it is among fellow daredevils.
Since the 1800s, many daredevils have tried to conquer Niagara Falls for fame and fortune. Sadly, several died in their attempts, like Kirk Jones.
Kirk, he's definitely a part of Niagara Falls lore.
Jones gained notoriety in 2003 when he survived a plunge over the Horseshoe Falls wearing no protective gear.
To his surprise, and to everybody else's, he crawled out on the rocks and gave a big, hey, I did it.
In 2017, he decided to do it again, this time riding inside an 8-foot plastic bubble while holding his pet boa constrictor named Misty. Authorities never did find the snake, but they did recover the ball and Jones' body in the lower Niagara River. And it turned out that Jones' family had no interest in claiming his remains.
And the poor guy, what a way to end his life.
Tim Baxter is the director of operation at the Oakwood Cemetery on Portage Road in the Falls. The cemetery has 5 Niagara daredevils buried here, including Annie Edson Taylor, who was the first person to go over the falls in a barrel and live. Taylor and fellow daredevil Carlisle Graham died penniless, so it was the cemetery that took them in.
Some people call it the stunter section. It's not actually officially called that, but hey, it is kind of the stunter section.
When Baxter learned about the situation with Kirk Jones, he knew something had to be done. Working with the cemetery board, Baxter helped coordinate the donation of a plot and headstone, which is now in place.
But nobody should be just left to be frozen in the morgue or whatever. So
for Tim Baxter, it is satisfaction knowing the daredevils will be together for eternity, although he cautions that having 6 daredevils in the cemetery is quite enough.
It's interesting that a lot of the people that end up doing goofy things at the falls are from out of town, because most locals have a healthy respect for the river and the falls.
The cemetery remains open to visitors during the pandemic, and it even put brochures outside so that you can find the location of the daredevils' graves so you can view them in person. In Niagara Falls, Ed Riley, 7 Eyewitness News.
Hollywood.